Yep. Yabashin Shabraka Thumb, Yahausha Thumb Basham Yashai. I.S.U.P.K. Washington, D.C. Scripture Breakdown, live in D.C. You know what I mean? We're going to get tonight. You're going to realize that you could choose to be happy or you could choose to be first. Right. You could choose to be on top or you can choose to just be happy in life and continue living in hell, continue living however you want, however the hell you feel like living. But you're definitely not going to rule. You're definitely not going to, have power and dominion over this earth. Because that does not, happiness is not a requirement for ruling. Right. You know what I mean? Happiness, that whole freedom and happy-go-lucky that you learn from America, that's not a requirement for ruling. You know what I mean? Ruling takes a certain character, a certain characteristic. It's a certain amount of selflessness. All right? So we definitely going to go into that tonight. Don't forget, tomorrow night, December 7th at sundown, at all ISUPK locations worldwide, wherever you are in the world, 7 p.m., in that city, in that state, in that country, on that island, 7 p.m. sundown begins the Feast of Hanukkah. Give that a hand. You know what I mean? Mattathias and them did not choose happiness. Right. They did not choose, to have, 400 Instagram followers, 400 million Instagram followers, and OnlyFans, and being lit and being fleek and being every goddamn thing, and lost their nation. They didn't choose that. They chose, to stand with the Lord. They chose to stand strong and forsook happiness, forsook the whole joy, pleasures. You get the point? We good? All right, no, so that's on some gunshots. Like, what we did? Oh, that's a bomb? Oh, shit, my nigga boy. We have our own funk flex in DC. Right, so tomorrow at sundown, Hanukkah, we're going to be doing it. If you're in the DMV area, come up to Baltimore. What's the address? Eastern Avenue, something Eastern Avenue. Concert.
3430 Eastern Avenue, Baltimore, Maryland.
3430 Eastern Avenue, Baltimore, Maryland. All right. You want to come up on there tomorrow night, 7 p.m. We're gonna be in that whole zone tomorrow, 7 p.m. For the opening of the Feast of Hanukkah, for that first day, 8-day feast. Celebrating for 8 days. Also, this Saturday, all roads leads to East Harlem. East Harlem, Commander Yahanna is going to do a clothing drive. Give that a hand. We're going to do a clothing drive down there. We're going to be getting it in. You know what I mean? It's Spanish Harlem, man. You know what I mean? New York City, they have an immigrant problem. They don't have an immigrant problem. Palestinians were an immigrant problem. We're not on TikTok yet, right? Love. Palestinians were an immigrant problem. The damn Afghanis were an immigrant problem. Because when no one's TikTok come up, you sensitive ass Negroes is gonna flag the damn whole thing. You know what I mean? That's an immigrant problem. We don't have an immigrant problem with the tribe of Issachar or Zebulon or Naphtali. We don't have that problem. They guests. They are welcome guests. Commander Yahanna, he's sending men down to New York to clothe and help and offer, brotherhood, offer hospitality to our brothers up there who the world hates, right? Who the mayor of New York said it's a crisis. It's a problem. They're giving them free flights out of New York to anywhere. Just want to get rid of our brothers. And meanwhile, our brothers are not the ones who's, responsible for bringing this country down, right? Also, next Friday, Commander Yahanna going to be down there in Durham, North Carolina, doing a class December 15th and December 16th, man. You're going to be down there rocking it out. Durham, come alive, man. Come alive. Come check out the general. You're going to be down there doing a class, moving around. He was just in Houston about 2 weeks ago or a week ago doing that strong-ass lecture on World War III. You know what I mean? If you miss it, go check it out on Commander Yahanna YouTube channel, all right? So with that, let's get started. Any questions before we go? Go ahead, Al.
There's a question online.
Already? Okay.
Khan. Young man Jaheim says, can you break down how to endure temptation?
That'll work. I'll take that. Anything else?
That's all for now, sir.
No sweat. Go ahead, please.
Also, in the kingdom, will the heathen be allowed to serve their gods?
Okay, I'll take that.
I think that's coming from because a few weeks ago, I believe it was Jeremiah Hyman that said it could have been Commander Yahanna that said Islam has worked for the Arabs. Right after that, this person texted me that question, so I think that might have brought up the question.
I got what you're saying. I mean, like if in the kingdom, if they'll be allowed to still be Muslim, right, still be Christian, still be Buddhist, right, still be Egyptologist, Scientologist, or whatever.
Okay.
I mean, if that's the case, it wouldn't be the kingdom.
Right.
If that's the case, it'd just be America. You know what I mean? It would not be the kingdom. You straight to good to go. All right, TikTok. I say we on. We good. Salutations. Good night. What else they be saying? What's up, fam? All that good stuff. You know, first one. What was the old school saying? First one to flag this, your mother slept on the street. If you report this post, you know, you was born in red sand like puppies. All right. Don't flag this damn thing. Let me speak, man. Let me speak my truth, nigga. All right. Okay. Okay, so let me start with a Warrior's question, and I'm gonna get to the brother's question. All right.
Okay.
Looking for something here too. Okay. In the kingdom, no, hold on. In the kingdom, you're going to serve a black man by the name of Jesus Christ.
Right.
In the kingdom of heaven, you are going to serve a black king, a Negro king, name of Jesus Christ.
That's right.
God damn, because you turned more for that shit out. You turned more of Salakia. Save it, brother. Right? You're going to serve a black king by the name of Jesus Christ, and he is going to enforce the laws of the Most High God. He's going to enforce the laws, the statutes, the commandments, the culture of the Most High power. In the kingdom, if you caught worshiping anything else, you're going to lay right next to that thing. All right. Give me here first a warrior with that. All right. Okay. Give me Exodus 34 and 14. Give me Exodus 34 and 14. Make sure these scriptures get on the board, please. Right?
Exodus chapter 34.
Hold on 1 second. 34 and 14. Go ahead. In fact, yeah, go ahead with that.
Come on. Exodus chapter 34, verse 14. For thou shalt worship no other God, for the Lord, whose name is jealous, is a jealous God.
Any more?
Lest thou make a covenant with the inhabitants of the land, and they go whoring after their gods.
Exactly.
And
all right, read it again from the top. What's this? Exodus what? 34?
Exodus chapter 34, verse 14.
All right.
For thou shalt worship no other God.
Right. For thou shalt worship no other power but the Most High. Right. So in the kingdom of heaven, you ain't gonna worship no other God at all. Right. You worship any other God, whether in the kingdom of heaven or now, it's called idolatry. Right. It's idol worship. Idol worship. Every single religion on this earth is idol worship. Why? Because you have some figurine that you bow down and pray to. The Catholics bow down to several idols. They bow down to, where's Caesar? They bow down to this image. All right, which is Caesar Borgia. Right, this is not Jesus Christ. They have statues of this. They have the statues they have of this man on the cross. Christ was a black man. That thing on the cross, that's not Jesus Christ. That's them worshiping Caesar Borgia. They have the statue of Mary. Put this by the door, please. This is our welcome mat. This is our door mat. This is what has wipe your feet on it, because this is an idol. All right. Then you have the statue of the so-called Virgin Mary, right? That in the Catholic faith, they bow down and kiss her feet. Bow down and kiss her feet. When I was growing up, I knew the sister who I grew up with. She went to one of those Catholic schools, and she, graduated the school, passed with like all A's or highest honors and all that type of stuff. And for the graduation, she had to the graduation whatever they call it, that thing where they had the graduation ceremony. Goddamn, Salakia. The graduation ceremony was held in the church, and to get their certificates, they had to come up, walk down the aisle, go to the right, and then one by one had to go and make the sign of the cross, genuflect. You know what genuflecting is? Where you take a knee and you make the sign of the cross.
Okay.
It's like, bending the knee. They call it genuflecting in the Catholic Church. And then kiss the feet of Mother Mary, the statue. And of course, she refused to do that, and she didn't get to graduate. She didn't get to take part in the ceremony, right? That's called idol worship. All right, you have Islam. It's called idol worship. You also saw them giving that stone some good head last week or the week before. They be fighting each other and open that thing and put a whole head in the thing out. And then they fight, and then let the next man go. You're running a train on that damn Kaaba stone, right? Because it's an idol. It's idol. It's an idol. That Kaaba stone not helping nobody in Gaza right now. You're praying 5, 6, 10, 15 times a day, and that Kaaba stone ain't helping nobody, because it's an idol. You get the point? Everything is an idol. And in the kingdom of heaven, you're not going to be allowed to serve an idol. The Lord needs your service, even as a heathen. And your service ain't going to be like ours. You're gonna serve the kingdom of heaven like we serve America. Like we serve this place and help build this country and keep it running for low wages, and everybody blames us for everything wrong with this place. That's going to be you in the kingdom.
Right.
And your idols ain't going to save you. Read it again.
Come on. Exodus chapter 34, verse 14.
Mm-hmm.
For thou shalt worship no other God, for the Lord, whose name is jealous, is a jealous God.
Right? For the Lord, whose name is jealous, is a jealous God. The Lord is a jealous power. What does that mean? Go ahead.
So it means basically he's not going to share his glory with nobody.
That's the other scripture I was going to. You have to use them words, Warren. Right? That's true. But okay, in order to be jealous, what must you be first?
Possessive.
Yeah, I'll take that.
I was going to say in charge. Oh.
You have to be in charge, but there's another characteristic with being in charge. Another characteristic with being in charge. It was more on the possessive thing. You have to be extremely dominant. That's in your nature. You just have to dominate everything. And if you're not dominating this thing, that's a problem. That's where it comes from. That's what the righteous jealousy comes from, right? There's another type of jealousy, which is that thing that you get from Instagram. That's not righteous jealousy. The jealousy here is a righteous jealousy. It's a jealousy most fathers have. Most fathers have. Mothers don't really experience this thing that fathers experience, right? It's something that comes with a man and being dominant, and what's his is his, and that's that. And you're not going to, you're not going to play around with what's yours, and you're not going to have somebody else get what you deserve, right? It comes from that, and the Lord is a jealous God, man. The Lord is dominant. He's our Father. And you're not going to be, well, you in the kingdom, the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, we the real Jews, we the 12 tribes, and we running the whole show, and you get to be a servant and a slave and live a better life than you're living now, but somehow you still get to, go to Mecca. Somehow you still get to, sit and worship Buddha. Somehow you still sit and, to say 5 Hail Marys. No, that ain't happening. That's definitely not happening. The Lord is a jealous God. Read it again.
The Lord, whose name is jealous, is a jealous God.
Mm-hmm.
Lest thou make a covenant with the inhabitants of the land, and they go whoring after their gods.
Because that's what's going to happen. Right? What that person was asking is for some sort of agreement to be made where they would be allowed to keep their religion. They would be allowed to keep their God. They would be allowed to keep their ways. And once you make that type of arrangement, it'll encourage us to go a-whoring.
Right.
You understand? It would encourage us to go a-whoring. It'll happen in the garden. What happened in the garden is what's going to happen again. The Lord is not playing that shit. Right. He's not having that. You get the point? Let's put it like this. You could worship whatever God you want to, like people in the 60s and 70s was hiding in the basement to watch communist tapes. You could do it like that. That's how it's going to be in the kingdom of heaven. You want to worship another God, brother, you're going to have to lead a double life. When you come outside, you better be shalom, just like how everybody say hello. You better be shalom. And, ma shalomka tawab. You better carry a whole conversation. And then when you go in your house and go down in the basement and, pull the curtains and go down in the basement and pour on some, UPK music to make it loud so nobody could hear you say going down in the damn basement, holding your ears, talking about a call to praise and la 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 la. You're going to be down there like that. And the minute we find out, you're going to kick your door in and you're going to go meeting. That's the kingdom of heaven. Right? Give me also Isaiah. Go ahead.
45:5.
Let me hear that.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 45, verse 5. I am the Lord, and there is none else. There is no God beside me.
Mm-hmm.
Go
ahead, read it again.
I am the Lord, and there is none else. There is no God beside me.
Right. I am the Lord, and there is none else. There is no God beside me. That's the Lord. That's a very dominant, selfish. That's what you would call toxic masculinity these days. Right. That's what they call it on TikTok and Instagram, right?
Patriarchy.
The patriarchy and the toxic masculinity and all that. You better get used to that toxic masculinity. You better get used to the patriarchy, dummy. The patriarchy made your dumb ass. You get the point? That wasn't, you didn't just come on your own. Right? Go ahead.
I girded thee, though thou hast not known me.
Mm-hmm. I have girded thee, and you have not known me. Just like what? Like a father, like what a father would say when you not being in order. Father start to run down what? I pay these bills. That lights for your game. Them Cheerios you dumbass eating. Them shoes on your feet. I gird thee. Go ahead.
I girded thee, though thou hast not known me. Right?
Though you have not known me, you ain't giving me credit. You ain't recognizing me. You ain't even thinking about what the hell I'm doing. Right? I wore him whole Isaiah 42:8. Go ahead.
Okay.
All right, give me Isaiah 42:8.
Okay. Isaiah chapter 42, verse 8. I am the Lord. That is my name.
That's what he's saying first off. I'm the Lord. That's my name. Like a good parent. I ain't your friend. I'm your father. Don't call me by. Don't call. Some kids like to call their parents by their first name, like because they hear their friends doing it. Watch your mouth, nigga. I'm daddy to you. Fix your mouth to say that. Get the point? I am the Lord. The Lord is my name. Go ahead.
And my glory will I not give to another.
And my glory will I not give to another. What does he say in there? What does he say in there? Go ahead.
He's a jealous God.
Okay, yeah. Because why? In the kingdom, if it is that you decide now you are going to be worshiping another God, what exactly will you be doing, to that God? What would you be really rocking with that God? Like when you get, go ahead, sis. Say again. You're gonna be praising that God for all this food on your table. You're gonna be praising that God for health and strength. You're gonna be giving thanks to that God when it's the God of the Bible is why you're living.
Right.
You get the point? It's the God of the Bible why you're living. Why you think so much of these Arabs, I won't using a catch-all phrase for 1 second. So much of these Arabs are really Christian today. So much of these Arabs are over here being part of the LGBTQ community, both men and women. Why? Because America went down there and helped deliver them from the Taliban.
Right.
Helped deliver them from ISIS. Helped deliver them from, all the strong men in that region, and gave them so-called freedom. And now, even though they grew up with the Quran and grew up Muslim, they now giving glory to the God of the oppressor who went down there and helped free them. Remember that full tape when they was pulling the military out of Afghanistan with the big C-130s? They was jumping on that plane like Allah was on the plane, like Muhammad was the pilot, and falling from the sky. Yeah, that's what happens, That's how it's going to be. And the Lord, he's not going to allow that. Read it again.
Come on. Isaiah 42 verse 8. I am the Lord. That is my name.
Go ahead.
And my glory will I not give to another.
And my glory will I not give to another. Like the Lord is not giving any kind of credit to somebody else. He's not doing that. You understand? He is absolutely not doing that. He ain't having it. All right.
Neither my praise to graven images.
Neither my praise to graven images. Why? Why he had to say that? Because this question is an age-old question. That same question that person asked about in the kingdom, would you be able to pray to the gods that of your religion or to other gods? That's an age-old question. That question existed, and that's the reason why so many of these empires are quote-unquote multicultural or multi-religious. You understand? That's why. Because to rule a people, unless you're just going to be an iron fist and slaughter and subdue everybody, you're going to have to reach some sort of compromise with the people. You're going to have to enforce your ways on them and allow them to keep some of their pagan ways. And that's what's going to usher in a new generation, a whole new country, a whole new way of life that's easier to manage because you let them keep their gods. And that's how the Romans did it. The Greeks did it like that. That's how America did it. You get the point? What you have today, brother, is Christianity in every form of whatever base religion that you had or your people had before, which is why the UPK is so unique and such a rarity and so valuable, because that thing does not ever creep up in here. It's not allowed to grow in here. You understand? That thing is not allowed to grow in here. That idea is the reason you have a million denominations of the Christian church. That's why you have a different, the so-called Hebrew Israelite community, quote unquote, is fast becoming that Christian church. Whereas, we say shalom and we wear fringes, but we teach something different, this, that, the other, because they're really Christian. They're really Christian, and they're trying to merge the two together. And in the kingdom of heaven, that can't happen. You get the point? That cannot happen. You know what I mean? For whoever asked that question, if you really want to see and understand what the kingdom of heaven is like, just come to an I.S.U.P.K school anyway, or an event, and you'll see what it is. It's a culture of its own. It's a spirit of its own. It's not religion. It's not religion. It's like walking into another country, damn near. It's damn near like walking into what do you call it? The airport somewhere. Like you get off a plane and you walking through some customs somewhere and you come out into this. Now, welcome to so and so. That's what it's like for somebody in the world coming into one of our classes or one of our events somewhere. It's a definite whole change. The whole spirit is different, and you're gonna see it when whenever you get here. All right. So hopefully that answers the question. Go ahead.
Okay. Get one more scripture also in Deuteronomy chapter 12, verse 1-3. Got it.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 12, verse 1.
And the reason I put this scripture is to show what the Lord's orders was when he gave his people a land. So if he's giving us the earth, nothing's going to change in his orders.
I get you. Let me hear them.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 12, verse 1. These are the statutes and judgments which ye shall observe to do in the land which the Lord God of thy fathers giveth thee to possess it, all the days that ye live upon the earth. Verse 2. Ye shall utterly destroy all the places wherein the nations which ye shall possess serve their gods, upon the high mountains and upon the hills and under every green tree. And ye shall overthrow their altars and break their pillars and burn their groves with fire. And ye shall hew down the graven images of their gods and destroy the names of them out of that place.
Go ahead.
So that shows that you're to destroy all their gods, all their graven images. You're basically to break their heart, because now they're going to have a new God, just like black people were forced to have a new God when we came into captivity. Just like we have now, like you were saying, Cap, today we have to say Merry Christmas. We have to say it. The devil is offended if we don't say it.
Right.
Well, the heathen's gonna have to say Shalom, Yahanna,
Yep.
in our kingdom.
Yep. Listen, and don't be in the kingdom saying Happy Passover either. Don't be in the kingdom saying Asha Shabbat. Don't be in there saying that shit. That's not us.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's not us. You get the point? Anybody have an extra pen? Is there extra pen on the clipboard or anything?
Right. So.
Is that extra?
Yeah, sure. I'm Hashem Sharakta.
Yeah, what's going on, priest?
I'm too hard. I'm too hard.
I think I get one here. No, hold on. Yeah, boy, we in the game. So what? All right. Okay. Boom. So we good with that one, right?
I already got time. I know you got another question, but I have to know.
No sweat. Let me get the brother online first.
There's also a comment online as well.
If I could, this might be more on the same topic that we're talking to. So I'm going to answer this one first, because it's more like it's literally on the same branch.
Okay.
I don't know if you want to do this.
Let me just hear it. But I think I'm gonna get the brother on first. All right. But let me hear it still.
So the question is basically, in the kingdom, it's from the same person, because it's a follow-up question. The kingdom, will there be a time where the nations have finished serving their captivity?
Yeah, whenever the kingdom ends.
Okay.
Right, you get out of jail when the rulership stops. That's it. That's all right. So look at the time. Listen, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Listen, we ain't complaining. What you complaining for?
Right.
We don't sit around and be like, will I ever get out of this, hell here and stuff like that? Niggas is trying to run for president. Why don't you try to be king in the kingdom? Why black people trying to be president of America? You should go try to be a king in the kingdom. That's
Right.
all. And see what it feels like to be us and to be told you're not American. And we look at you and be like, you're not a kingdomian. We'll name up some name for you. You know, the people of the kingdomian. You're not one of us. You can't be, you know, vote for me, the first heathen king. I want to see your campaign, nigga. I want to see your campaign. Hope and change we can believe in. Okay. No, sir, don't lose the election. That's all I can tell you. If you lose that election, it's gonna be bad. It's gonna be bad. You know what I mean? In other words, you're there for life.
Right.
You're there for life. The only escape is the grave. All right. What's the brother's question again?
The question is from young man Jahim. Can you break down how to endure temptation?
Okay.
And there's another comment. It's so-called trying to come up against the school.
Say again?
There's another comment. There's someone trying to come up against the school. You want to hear that?
Yeah, it was something we could battle. Yeah, any sodomite in there, man, you could just kick them out of them. You know what I mean? And here's the kingdom of heaven. I ain't got to deal with you. You think I got to suffer you? You think I need to suffer you? Yeah, man. I got better things to do, man. Let's go. Read the brother question again.
Khan. From young man Jahim says, can you break down how to endure temptation?
No sweat. This is young. The young man. I think he's from Atlanta. I think he's in Georgia. He's at or Florida. Florida. Young brother from Florida. All right. Okay. So how to endure temptation? Once again, you cannot place pleasure more than life. And America has made life about pleasure. And it's you go down, you have to re-educate yourself on things. You have to re-educate yourself on things. You have to be able to digest the whole fact and accept it and fully submit and yield your own spirit to the fact that growth is achieved by pain. That's how growth is achieved.
Right.
Growth is achieved by pains. You know, you're going through something, you're going to grow. You're going to grow. You're not going to be the same as you was before. You know what I mean? From in any standpoint, in any example, anything, you're not going to be the same. You know what I mean? Women go through it. Sister here have some kids. Before you had kids and now, are you the same person? Would you say you're way better and more responsible now than before? Because you grow. You're gonna have to grow. You're gonna have to get bigger. You're gonna have to get stronger. You're gonna have to be more disciplined now, because now you done went through something that was painful, but it had to be done, right? Women go through a very painful thing in childbirth, from the whole 9 months thing, the body changing, the weight, the whole psychological, battle, everything, and scream and yell for a few hours, right? Sometimes a whole day. You're in there doing all kind of stuff to get the damn baby out. And about 5-6 months after the baby's born, what do you want to do right after, about 5 or 6 months? Says laugh. You got 3 of them, right? Two of them. The second one ain't come by magic. Yeah, you get the point? As soon as that baby get about 6, 7 months, where they holding the head up and they're smiling at you when you call the name, you'll be like, damn, I want some more. But you ain't thinking about the pain though. You done grew into something, and you're gonna have to be able to really just buckle down and just sit down in it. You just have to just sit in the thing. Athletes go through the same thing too. You have some athletes. I remember the first time I got introduced to an ice bath, brother. I thought it was a prank because you're coming from the Caribbean. I thought this was some kind of joke. I could not believe it. What you gonna have to go through that pain, and that thing turns you into something else. You get the point? First, this is where you want to start as a young man, all right? Oh boy. Let me ask my old cry for some time. Yeah. Yeah, go ahead. I'm gonna talk to him after. Ain't no sweat. Right? Yeah. We're gonna switch over the online classes to on YouTube to Chicago. If you still want to continue, just come to the DC page, all right? DC YouTube. Go ahead and do your thing on. This is what you want to start with, all right, young man. Jahim, give me 1 Corinthians 13 and 11.
I got the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 13 verse 11. When I was a child, I spake as a child.
Mm-hmm.
I understood as a child.
Mm-hmm.
I thought as a child.
Right.
But when I became a man, I put away childish things.
Right. Now, many people heard the scripture before and think it's just as easy as, packing away winter clothes. You know what I mean? March come around, you don't need that big old jacket no more. You know what I mean? You don't need what they wearing now, the moose knuckle. I can't wear nothing named moose knuckle. I'm so lucky. God damn. I watched the news the other night, bro. They say this 14-year-old kid got robbed at gunpoint in front of the school building in DC, right in the Northeast. So some of the kids run up to him, ask him, tell him it's a nice jacket, take that shit off, hit him in his head right in front of the school, pull the shit off. They go to interview the mother. The mother say, well, yeah, it's a $1,200 jacket, and she just happy she, could keep her son. You get the point? I mean, damn. Ridiculous. I hope that shit keeps you super warm.
Right.
Cause $1,200, brother. Damn. At 14? Yeah, that's because you seeking happiness. That's why. You seeking a certain amount of happiness. Right? It's not as simple as just putting it away. You're gonna have to go through things to put away childish things.
Right.
You're gonna have to undertake certain things and be a certain way to put away that part of you, that carefree part of you, which is the childish things. All right, read it one more time.
1 Corinthians chapter 13, verse 11.
Mm-hmm.
When I was a child, I spake as a child.
The things when you're young, the things you say, it doesn't have any gravity to it because you haven't gone through anything. Get the point? Okay, everybody saw that whole thing with T.I. and his son, and his son is a child, even though he's 19. That boy is probably about 14 mentally. Probably about 14. He's not 19. Get the point? He's definitely not 19. Yelling and arguing and hollering like that. 50 years, 60 years ago, a boy that age would be operating differently. You get the point? Would be operating totally differently. Go read it again from the top. Somebody can read. Go ahead.
1 Corinthians 13 and 11.
Mm-hmm.
When I was a child, I spake as a child.
Right? You're going to say things that really are on a level that doesn't require any type of responsibility. You're going to say things that are anybody listening could tell, well, they'll give you a pass because why? Why would they give you a pass?
Because you're a child.
Because you're so young. Go ahead, so what?
Yeah, I was gonna say the same thing, sir. So like, yes, sir.
Yeah, they give you a pass because they entertain your thoughts. They entertain it. They entertain the whole thing, and they just, he young. I understand what he's saying. That's the young people thing. That's what they're doing now. Are we off?
Nah, the phone died.
Oh, okay. Shit, hell, y'all getting off here. Y'all flagging me. Hell, y'all playing on the right team. What's going on? Yeah. Right, they'll say it's just youth, whatever. Just give them a pass. I understand what they're saying, and to a point that can be acceptable. To a point. Don't we have other phones here you could use? There was a small iPhone. Yeah, let's sort that whole thing out. Don't just let that shit go, all right? Or use one if you could stand it, use one of your personal phones that have the TikTok on, right? To a point that's acceptable because everybody has that time to grow and mature. You know, a 4-year-old has time, a 9-year-old has time, a 14-year-old has time, a 15-year-old has time. They have a certain standard they should be at. But then, now as you growing, you're going to start looking at life different. You're going to go through different things that is going to be difficult to go through. You're going to go through things that is so painful to go through. And going through it is how you grow.
Right.
Going through it, not trying to sidestep it. Not trying to run away from it or shirk it, but bulking up in it. Like, yeah, you prepare your shoulders to take some weight. And you get under that burden and you lift and you carry. And as you carrying, that thing gonna get light. And now you're gonna be able to carry more. Now you're gonna be able to deal with more. And with that, you're gonna build discipline to not be swayed, which is the temptation. Temptation is being swayed off your path. It's being moved into another direction that you don't want to walk into. You get the point? Like, yeah, we watch them old school cartoons. I mean, old school, like Roadrunner, old school. When the broad with the no face from Tom and Jerry put the pie on the window, and then whichever animal, they just start floating to the damn window from the nose. They walk in one way and they start to float the other way. They trying to their best to articulate it visually to you what temptation would look like. In the spirit, that's what it is. In the spirit, now you getting pulled in a whole other direction, even though you're right there. You're getting pulled in another direction. Now, if you have weight on your shoulder and you have to keep this up, you already commit to this thing, you got to keep it up. Like a sister who going through and having that child, right? She committed. I'm keeping this child. I'm having this child. What can she not do now? What can she now not be swayed to do? She can't be swayed to back out. So that abortion clinic is out of the question. She done committed. What else? What else can she not be swayed to do? It's kind of hard to, Sexy Red have everybody thinking you can do everything pregnant. So it's kind of hard to, understand. But typically, sister, she get pregnant. Now she buckling down with this weight. She starts to think about her health and the baby health. She started to eat better. She's cut off the drinking. She can't hang around the friends who getting high. No, she gonna stop smoking. But then it's like, damn, I ain't smoking, but all these damn heifers in here smoking. Look, y'all can't hang out in this couch no more. What's wrong with you? Blah, 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 blah. You start to go through things and it starts to help you being disciplined. You get the point? Same thing with brothers or athletes or students. You know what I mean? You have some students somewhere going somewhere, studying something. You don't commit to go through this course. You don't commit to go through everything and take this final exam. Now, as to do that, you're going to have to now not be swayed to go the other direction. You're going to be locked in, and that's that. You get the point? You're going to have to be like that. And it comes from not running from the responsibility. It comes from that. It comes from it. You have a responsibility. You don't commit to this thing. You pushing it all the way. You're going to start building up your endurance. You're going to start building up your discipline. You're going to start building up your strength. You're going to start building up that mental muscle of I ain't doing that. I ain't doing that. And which is so foreign to this world, because this world is so, yes, it's permissive. Everything is, do as you feel, freedom, do this, do that. But that's your life. Your life is now going to be, I can't do that. I can't do that. I can't do that. Some brothers and sisters do it so much. Somebody who is watching over them have to tell them, yes, go ahead and do that. Because you say no to yourself so much. Somebody will tell you, nah, go ahead and do this thing here. But now you start saying And you realize that la'ah ain't just the discipline or the endurance, but it's also a hedge around you. That's the other thing. Now, when you're a little bit younger, you don't really see it all the time, which is why people give in to the temptation. They give into it because at that point where you are at that level you are at, that experience level or age level or maturity level, you don't see the danger that you're putting yourself in. You don't see the harm that's around the corner by you giving into the temptation. You don't see it.
Right.
Who sees it? The Lord sees it. Well, the Lord sees what you're giving into. But there's somebody else who will see it and will be able to tell you, how is that person able to tell you that?
They've been down that
Done,
road.
been there and done that. And been there and done that. And you just you're a rerun. you know what I mean? You're a rerun. They're watching the whole Breaking Bad series all over again with your life. You get the point? And they're able to say it. So now, first step, you want to start to put away the childish things. That's the first step. You want to really examine your life. And it's okay for somebody who is not in the truth, it's very difficult to even begin that process because the standard outside of these doors is so low.
Right.
The standard outside these doors, brother, is so low. I mean, you standing up is a threat. It's called toxic. It's very, very low outside. So it's hard for somebody to start to put away childish things.
Right.
It's just hard for that. Go ahead.
Yeah,
go ahead.
You said something that reminded me when I first came into the school. You was teaching the class, and you said something to me, and it just came back to my mind. You said a couple things was laziness and lust and temptation. These things and something else. They're all demons.
Mm-hmm.
And you said demons hate work, and we got work in here for you. So the demon will flee. So I was saying that young man, come all the way up in here, and that demon's gonna run from the work.
Listen, I'm trying to tell you. Listen, I had to say now. I spoke as a young man there. It's not that the demon hates the work. The demon hates that you don't have time to do his work.
Right.
You get the point? That's what the demon hates. The demon hates that you ain't giving them no attention.
Right.
Which is why, as you start to ignore the demon, what happens in your life? As you start ignoring this demon and doing whatever work or yielding to whatever burden, and when I say burden, it could be work or it could be a situation. Like some people, okay, you start a slavery, you're just getting quote unquote independent. Start a slave, you get an apartment. Now you could just get up 5 o'clock in the morning, cook your food or prepare your day, and be at that bus stop by 6. And you do that for a time, $5 a day riding that bus back and forth. Or you could take your 540 credit ass down to CarMax and get a $800 note car. You could choose to this. I'm gonna stay at this bus stop. I'm gonna work on this thing here. I'm gonna get a slave. I'm gonna put that money aside. I'm gonna bank that shit. I'm gonna get this thing. I'm gonna work on this thing here, and then make that move. You understand? No, going and get a car is not a sin. I'm just using this as a wise decision. You get the point? And an example of you now just sitting in this burden. Yes, it's cold at the bus stop. Yes, it's cold. It's cold. You don't know what it's like to be 3 years into an $800 note with a car with the engine ready to fall off, though. You don't know what the hell that's like. And when you're ready to give the car up, what do you still have to do? Say it again.
You still gotta pay the.
Say it nice and louder. There's people who they're tired of the bus stop.
You still gotta pay the debt.
You still gotta pay that debt off, which means that 540 credit ain't going nowhere. It ain't going nowhere. Get the point? You could have just took the burden for a little bit. And now, because I'm holding your point, I'm coming to you all right? And now because you took the burden, what you don't have time for? Bullshit that you can't wake up at 5 a.m. Bullshit that gonna take more of your money. Bullshit that you don't need to be getting into because you're trying to work on this credit and stack some money. It shapes your life. But of course, if you want, heated seats, you want to flex Friday night, you know what I mean? You want to be stuck in traffic. The bus right next to you in the same damn traffic. But, it's $800 a month traffic right here. If you want happiness, you want that type of thing. You want everybody to think you good, and you there in the riding back seat and you flexing and wheeling. And really, when you go home, it's ramming in that damn cupboard. Decide, go ahead, do your thing. You know what I mean? Go ahead, I'm coming to you. What? You was the next one, right? Go ahead.
So the young man Jaheim came back. He said, "Kind on kind." So will the same thing apply with temptation of women? Because I know it's temptation. Because ever since I've been in the truth, I've been tempted with promiscuous young ladies, sir.
Oh, brother, you come to the right man. No, pause. Okay, what you experiencing, brother, is a natural reaction women have to masculinity. I will explain it to you. The brother said, ever since I came into the truth, I've been having, a hard time with these promiscuous women. You became more masculine in the truth.
Right.
You don't really see it because you're still working on yourself. You're still trying to get your name and shit like that. But brother, the standard in the world is so low. You could walk in the room and it's like, damn, a man. I'm telling you straight up. And them broads they're not gonna give it to somebody who is not a man. But they're looking at you like, okay, he's a man. If I could get him to have sex with me, then I must be a woman, because men like women, not these half little sodomites. You get the point? So of course you're going to, they're going to throw it at you. They're going to throw it at you, and you better say I'm gonna give you a secret. Saying no to some bucks, brother, it is extreme power you're exercising like you do not know. She's going to go home and reassess herself for the few minutes that her conscience gets to live. She's going to go home and wonder what the hell is wrong with her that she can't get you to have sex with her. And it might be a 5-minute thought. It might be a 5-day thought. But it's not going to sit well with her. Like we in the world, we are taught that a man who could have sex with a ton of women, he's a man. And he's that nigga, and he's this and that. And you don't understand how weak that makes you. Saying no is so powerful, Ark. It's so powerful that when you say yes, the broads who you said no to, or they heard you said no, are going to have a conference on how the hell you say yes to whoever. Because you say no to everybody. It's going to be like a event, Ark. Practice turning them down, Ark. Break their hearts. Let me tell you how bad it is. Women know what I'm talking about. In today's world, sisters know exactly what the hell I'm talking about. Because what sisters do all the time. Brothers is throwing this out at them. And what sisters doing?
They say no.
Curving the hell out of you. You don't use that word no more. Curve. Nobody don't say curve no more. What do they say? Leave you on red? Ghostiness. They say curve? They say curve. Women know that. And by saying no, how do women feel? Go ahead, sis. Laugh. She laughing because she thinking about all the no's she done dropped. How does the old woman feel? You feel like you're the shit. Yeah. You in the morning, you look in the mirror in the morning, you putting on your makeup, and you be like, these niggas think they could have me? Nah. They can try though. They talk to themselves, and, in the pep talk. Because when they hit the street, their spirit had to be up. It's like a game. It's like a coach talking to a player. See, they think they could mark you. Man, you gonna run by them. You good. By the time you go out on that line and you line up and you attend the switch, you gone. Because it's already up here. But brothers know the power is with the woman because she has the ability to say no. Brother, if you're fortunate enough where you in the position to say la brother, say la switch it up. Me with you. I'm sorry. I didn't mean that. I had a cough. No. I'm sorry, sis. I'm just so busy right now. I'm building this shit right here. I ain't really got time. You know what? I don't think I'm at the position in life right now to give you the attention that you need. A girl like you needs. You need a certain amount of attention, and I'll be wrong to even, bro. Just practice saying no. Practice the shit. And guess what's gonna happen when you say no? Who knows? Come on, bro. I tell them, school them.
They're gonna want you more.
Oh, brother, the trailer load is gonna come in now. The trailer load is gonna come in now. Guess why? Because them same hoes, them promiscuous broads, they're gonna go back in the whole conference and say, when they're talking about who and who, they're gonna say, I talked to Jaheim. And the next hoe gonna say, yeah, she shut him down. He shut her down. What? And in their mind, they're gonna be plotting on you because they hate each other anyway. They're gonna be like, yeah, he turned her down because that bitch ugly. I know I could go get Jaheim to break. And brother, you just, as you see them coming, you have your la'ahs in your bag. You have your, you have your layup la'ah, you have your 3-point la'ah. You have your Euro step la, you have your pick and roll la, you have your dunk la. Just lay the la's out on them. Just get in the habit of it is extreme power. Now, the bad part about it is most of these women who throw in themselves at the daughters of Israel, which means they're bad. And it's hard. I get you. It's hard to say la, but trust me, brother. After about the third one, you're gonna be like, yeah, I'm that nigga. You're young, brother. I get it. I fully get it. That's how you want to start. None of them are worth it. None of them are worth the chance. None. Getting with one of these young girls in the world because of your temptation. Let me tell you what it's like. You ever heard the game Russian roulette? Russian roulette is supposedly a game they play with a projectile firer for the TikTok people. With everybody else, a gun. Right? I think we're going now. And they put one bullet in one of the chambers, just one, and they spin the barrel, and you taking your chance on blowing your head off. Giving into one of them, young man, is like a bullet in all the chambers. But somebody told you it's only one.
Right.
And you spinning. You spinning that thing you enjoy in life until the last click you hear is what you pull. And then that's it. You know what I mean? Are you good?
Okay.
Come on, because trying to make my phone flex famous. All right, that's where you want to start. They are absolutely not worth it. You are the prize. I tell brothers this all the time. This is no disrespect to the sisters, but men are the prize. You brothers are the absolute prize. You want to be the one who's able to choose her.
Right.
You want to be the one to say, yes, I am going to take her. Or la. You want to have that power. Don't make yourself common. Right? Now you start with that. Now with that, you want to apply the other things. Read the script. Salaki, Barack, you was gonna say something else? You was done making a point? Somebody had their hand up, right?
I did, but it didn't.
No sweat. Salak, if you remember, just raise your hand. Give me 1 Corinthians 13 and 11 again.
The book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 13, verse 11.
Mm-hmm.
When I was a child, I spake as a child.
Mm-hmm.
I understood as a child. I thought as a child.
Mm-hmm.
But when I became a man, I put away childish things.
Right. You want to press yourself into that section of the conversation, into that category. You don't want to be that child anymore. You don't want to be that. A man who cannot say la, he can't turn it down. He's a child.
Right.
He's a child. Have you ever seen a dog turn away from food?
Wow.
It don't matter if he just eat. You just, whatever. You get the point. You're cheapening yourself. You're cheapening yourself, and you're taking away something from you that you need to survive in life. And masculinity is gone. You get the point. It's damn near the difference between a lion in the zoo and a lion in the wild. That lion in the zoo gets fed. He doesn't stalk something and count the cost and then put it down, punks on it. He just shows up at the same time the meat drop. And it don't matter what meat drop at. It don't matter what. And who knows what they're putting in that meat for the damn lion. But the one in the wild, he's in his element. He decides who lives and who dies. Like, that's power. That's real power. Right. You know what I mean? You want to start to harness that young Jedi. You'll see. Salak. Right? You want to start right there. You want to put up with them childish things. You want to now think as a man. You want to speak like a man. Think like a man. What's the other thing? Understand things like a man would. And understanding it is you want to count the cost of certain things. All right, give me that also too. Give me Luke. Go ahead.
No, I remember what I was saying.
Give me Luke a warrior. Count the cost. Go ahead, a warrior. Barak Salakia.
Now you saying like count the cost, and then after a while, like you didn't learn from it. I was gonna say confession good for the soul. Like, I think we was talking about something. After a while, you like, man, we was talking about the bills and paying the car, whatever the case may be. After about the third call, you was talking about the whole heated seats and stuff like that. After about the second and third one, I was prime on saying I ain't never ever financed another vehicle. I'm gonna stick with this paid off thing, these cold seats, and
now you're thinking like a man. Now that's a man thinking. Give him a hand. Nigga growing. You know what I mean? You gonna rock with this thing here because now you have weight on your shoulders. You have responsibility now. You trying to achieve certain things, so you ain't sweating. This little thing here. You a man. You know what you want heated seats for? You don't heat on your ass. That's what the women are. That's what the broads. But heated seat. Let me tell you something. Get a car seat cover. Put one of them electronic seat under the damn cover, dummy, and turn the shit on when the bitch get in the car. Yo, free game, Mark. Free game. She gonna sit down there. She gonna wiggle. She gonna go ooh and wiggle in that seat. I'll be like, yeah, some slide, type shit.
Yeah.
And that, I mean, that's that. But you ain't got to go. You ain't got to go make a childish decision. I'll jam you up later. All right. Give me count the cost. Look over 14 or something like that.
14 and 28.
14 and 20. Give me count the cost. Oh, I lost the other one I was just going for. We'll get it. Go ahead.
Luke chapter 14, verse 28. For which of you, intending to build a tower, sitteth not down first and counteth the cost, whether he have sufficient to finish it, lest haply, after he have laid the foundation and is not able to finish it, all that behold it begin to mock him.
No, listen now. That's a man's decision right there. Right. It's a man's decision to see something till the end.
Right.
right? I want to say man, of course, definitely for brothers, but in the spirit of it, which is why a sister who actually goes through the pregnancy and delivers that baby, she's a different person.
Right.
She's she's something changes in her because of what she just did.
Right.
Something she achieved, something that she really buckled down and did. Down to the epidural. In the UPK, we encourage sisters to not do the epidural. You know what I mean? Unless it's bad. It's bad. And let your husband or your camp leader decide that with the advice from the doctor. But brother, it's something you go through that this is what you did. You did it. And of course, it gives you that sense of it increases your femininity. It increases your womanhood. It makes you more into your element, just like with a brother turning down meat.
Right.
That increases his manhood, his masculinity. That increases his position. You get the point?
Right.
Certain things you decide that I'm going to see this thing to the end, come rain, sun, or shine, brother. It's going to give you a certain character. Because as you go through it, there's going to be things that are going to make you say, what? F this shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm done.
Yeah,
Or if you're slick, you're going to talk yourself into taking a break. I just got too much going on right now. It's just, this, that, the other. You know what? I'll just step away from this for 2 seconds. 2 weeks, and I'll be right back. Then you're telling your children 20 years later why you never became, the greatest golfer of all time, or whatever the hell you was into. Because 2 weeks, you negotiate 2 weeks, which was you just quitting. You get the point? You just deciding that's that. So you get under that burden, and that responsibility is going to gender something in you is going to increase your discipline. You're going to be committed to something. And the temptations that you would have gotten if you wasn't under the burden is going to be less. This temptation is always still there. It's still there. It's going to be less. Read on Luke again.
Luke chapter 14, verse 28. For which of you, intending to build a tower, sitteth not down first and counteth the cost?
Right? Imagine a tower. Right? There's a big old tower. You trying to build this thing. You're now going to have to realize what this entails. What could happen? Bad weather. Injuries, because it's stones you building up. You had to hew them stones, bring them down, line them up, get them up. Injuries, fatigue, money could run out. All of that. Now take that tower and put that to everything you're doing in life.
Right.
Including them young promiscuous girls, Jaheed. Including them. Look past the tail, past the ass, go straight past it, and look down the line and see what this could entail. She a hoe. She promiscuous, which means you to her, you are every Negro USA. So you can't be that special. That's the other part of it. If you're a young man trying to conquer these broads,
right?
You can't look at yourself like you the shit. You can't do that.
Right.
You cannot do that, even though you are. But you cannot look at yourself like, well, I'm that nigga. That's why she like it. No, nigga. No. Ask the last one. Because laugh. You the only one caught it. No. You're not that special. She's just simple. You get the point? She's just really simple with the shit. You start to apply that to this. You look and see what everything entails with every issue that comes, everything that could tempt you. You start to think the thing through. Start to process it. Should I do this? Should I do that? Should I do this? What could this mean for me? What could this? Now, a lot of people don't like to go through all that thoughts. That's a lot of thought. You know how much drinks I could think about? I could shot with that time I'm thinking about this shit here. I could be drunk while you halfway through this thought, this analysis. And that's because pleasure is easier. Happiness is easier than, Anybody ever here got caught with a lemon? Ever bought a lemon and got caught?
Yeah,
You only never bought a lemon.
yeah.
Got caught with
Because
what?
a lemon.
Mhm.
A car that don't work, that you don't spend good money for. Or they don't call them lemons no more?
Yeah.
They do.
You're just not honest. You only want to say, yeah, they got me. All right, no sweat. Most times, sisters are the ones who get caught with the lemon.
Yep.
Why? Come on, sis.
When you go to the dealer, they just think that we don't know about cars.
They think that you all don't know, or they know that you all don't know?
They know we don't.
All right, thank you. Go ahead.
And they just think they know that
Mhm.
we naive and versus a man, it'd be kind of hard to try to, because y'all know about cars.
Men know about cars, but this is another thing men know, and it comes with being a man. It kind of goes to that same question about the Lord with his jealousy. A man getting taken advantage of, it decreases his masculinity. He feels feminine.
Mm-hmm.
And because of that, I'm going to ask every question about this car. I'm going to Google it on the spot. While you hustling me, I'm going to check your dumb ass as the salesman and tell your simple ass wait. Because the hustle is part of the pressure to spend the money. Have you ever been pressured by a salesman? Of course. What do they also know? Women don't like the pressure. Because women are more what?
Emotional. Carnal.
That's the word. Women are more carnal in this sense, from this explanation. Women are more reactive or responsive to external physical sensations.
Right.
So the pressure you're feeling, you don't like it. How do I stop this pressure? How do I stop? I'm gonna just buy that car. And you go and tell your friends, I didn't know he was some girl, I just bought it. And now you all are the side of the road waiting on AAA. You get the point?
Okay.
Now you don't want to go through the steps and go through everything. You're going to get got. You're going to get got. Go ahead, on.
That's like what you're saying is so heavy. And just the fact, the thought for men of us being taken advantage of, a lot of times we'll just say no and walk away.
Say la.
The idea of you getting over is like, that's
it. Listen, the car could be good.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And you could get a good ass deal.
Right.
But this salesman, he think I'm a damn sucker.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna take it. I'm coming back. And as you gone, fuck that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go and buy that car somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
And that's because who you are. That's a man.
Right.
That's how he thinks. That's how he rolls, which is also good why a sister should stay close to her brother, right, and pattern herself behind him so that she now knows how she should think about something. And if she can't think about it, she has that guide right there. You get the point? Where was it? Go ahead.
We got cut off.
Yeah, fuck that. TikTok. Salaki. Salaki. God damn. TikTok cut me off because I'm telling you how to buy a damn car. Right. TikTok wants you to get got. Tell me what the violation is for. Please. Right?
Hate speech and hate behavior.
You not sort of my yeah. Damn TikTok, man. Hurry up and start the war channel. Let all you damn chinks die. Make charge them minutes up, please. Plug them up, let them charge up for the next brother, all right? Where was that? Read the tower again.
Luke chapter 14, verse 28. For which of you, intending to build a tower, sitteth not down first and counteth the cost, whether he has sufficient to finish it? Lest haply, after he hath laid the foundation and is not able to finish it, all that behold it begin to mock him.
Right. Now you start doing something, you don't lay the foundation, which usually is one of the most intensive parts of the damn job, because you got to dig so deep for a good foundation. You reach there and then you stop. That's not going to be good.
Right.
That is definitely not going to be good. You want to be the type that could follow all the way through with something.
Right.
And that takes discipline. It takes us endurance. It takes not being pulled in every direction, not being pulled, not being easily swayed.
Right.
You on task. You on task. Some days it's going to be better than others.
Right.
Meaning what? Some days you're going to execute your task better and more flawless and more efficient. Other days is like walking in sand. You better stay walking. You better stay moving. You better stay carrying that thing. You get the point? That was it for Litawa.
And one more verse, sir.
Go ahead.
Verse 30, saying, this man began to build and was not able to finish.
Mm-hmm.
That's it, sir.
All right, that's it. That's the word. Give me 2 Corinthians 12 and 7. All right, Jahim, this is still on your question. All right, any more questions?
Sir, there's 2 more questions.
No sweat. Turn that heat up a little bit. What number is it on?
64.
Put it on 66. All right.
It's like you said, Luke.
2 Corinthians 12 and 7. All right. You said there was more questions, Bukash? Okay, no sweat. Yeah, give me 2 Corinthians 12 and 7.
2 Corinthians 12, verse 7.
Mm-hmm.
Unless I shall be exalted above measure through the abundance of the revelations.
Hold on. Skip up to no, go ahead. Start right there.
Okay. 2 Corinthians chapter 12, verse 7.
Mm-hmm.
Unless I shall be exalted above measure through the abundance of the revelations, there was given to me a thorn in the flesh, the messenger of Satan to buffet me, lest I shall be exalted above measure.
Mm-hmm. All right. This is again straight to the question the brother asked, right? So now what is this saying? So who could give me a synopsis of this or make me understand what's going on? Right? You might need to read it again. Read it again, huh? Something burning?
2 Corinthians
That was something you
chapter,
just liked?
It's been lit though. I didn't like something new.
Okay, no sir. All right, go ahead.
come on. 2 Corinthians chapter 12, verse 7.
Mm-hmm.
Unless I shall be exalted above measure through the abundance of the revelations,
Mm-hmm.
there was given to me a thorn in the flesh, the messenger of Satan to buffet me, lest I should be exalted above measure.
Mm-hmm.
Salaki, so this is Paul speaking, and is this saying he said less and like
You might have to write them things closer or draw a line to right the other side. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
when he said less I should be exalted above measure through the abundance of revelations, meaning because he has these breakdowns that was passed down to him, and he's not able to understand the scripture, the breakdowns.
Mm-hmm.
It's easy to get puffed up.
Mm-hmm.
What's the scripture say? Knowledge puffeth up. It says easy to get puffed up because he has the revelations. So to buffet him or to keep him humble,
You might want to put under, keep them in order. That way, if anybody, come late, they could follow along exactly what's going on where, right?
okay.
Go ahead.
No,
Salakia.
no sweat, sir. So to buffet, like to keep him humble, there's this thing that he has to battle in his flesh to remind him. Like everybody else is like, he's that guy, but and he knows he's battling this thing, and it keeps him humble.
And on topic, what does it keep him? What does it not make him?
Carnal.
Doesn't make him a child. Meaning, like a child would get caught up in glorying,
right?
And how a child would be, or somebody who is young,
Right.
But he is not young-minded, right. And he knows while people would look at him a certain way because of what he's doing,
right,
and all the works he's working and the schools he's building and whatever else,
right.
He knows this ain't that.
Right.
I'm not going to get beside myself And in case I do forget, there's a temptation that he suffers day in, day out, or however often it comes, to remind him that he is a man. It's a reminder. And this temptation is what? Painful. That's why he described it as a what? A thorn in his flesh. You have a thorn. You have something in you that's like, damn. Every time you move, it's there. It's in you. It's a thorn in there. It's to remind you that you're a man. You're not more than a man. And you're not also what? Less than a man. You're gonna man up in this thing. You're gonna handle this. This is what you have to deal with. You know that thorn there, ain't no sweat. You're gonna deal with that thing. And you're gonna roll with that temptation. That's what it's to remind you of. Like there was something, it didn't say what it was, something Paul struggled with. And he didn't do it. He didn't give in to it, which is why it was painful, which is why he described it as a thorn. Because it bothers him. It bothers him because he was not giving into it. And as he was not giving into it, brother, that comes with you gain power from that. You gain a ton of power from just simply saying, La, I'll pass. La, I'm good. It's all right, sis. Young boy said, all them girls running him down, brother. Start blanking their ass. Send them home dejected. Make them go and look at all the Instagram pictures and wonder what it is about this picture you don't want. She's going to reassess her life because you told her no. You get the point? You're gonna gain power and experience from it. And above all, you're going to gain discipline. You understand? You're going to gain discipline. Don't choose a woman who you just can't say no to. Choose a woman who you decide to say yes to. It's a huge difference. It's an absolute huge difference. A woman who you just can't say no to, brother, you're going to be can't say no until, there's another man who can't say no. And now both of you had a share. You decide to say yes to this broad here. This is a more, business end of the deal. It's more calculated. I don't even want to use that word because people don't necessarily want to think about taking a rib in that manner. Same thing with a sister. It's more a calculated thing in that respect. Versus the heat of the moment, heat of the passion, blah 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 blah, and 6 months later you're on Judge Judy and she yelling at your dumbass. You get the point? You don't want to have that situation. You want to resist that temptation, right? And that was for his specific example. But of course, this could be applied with many things. And it all ties back to what? You choosing happiness instead of suffering. You choosing, that pleasure for a season instead of suffering for a season. Instead of going through and toiling for a season, you choosing the pleasure. And life is not like that. Like real life is not that way. It's absolutely not that way. Where we at? Give me 2 Corinthians one more time.
Come. 2 Corinthians chapter 12, verse 7. Unless I shall be exalted above measure to the abundance of the revelations, there was given to me a thorn in the flesh, the messenger of Satan, to buffet me, lest I shall be exalted above measure. Right,
and a messenger of Satan. This demon that bothered him was, Paul said, Satan sent this one personally. You get the point? This one here, he doing the job. Right. He getting them straight. And that's it. It's going to test you. It's going to exercise you. It's going to make you stronger if you can resist. If you can say la. If you could say la. No. You starting with that. As you grow, what's going to happen is you're going to start now undertaking different things to keep you in that spirit. Right? Some brothers go to the gym and go gym crazy. Some people go and, try to learn a new trade. something that occupies their time, and that now gives them less access for Satan to tempt them, or some nasty broad, which is Satan, the same way to tempt you, right? Some brothers come in here and sit in all black and make the 90 days and check in with the camp leader when they had to check in, get their name, become a trooper, getting it in and paying tithes. Let me tell you something, that temptation come with the tithes too. That temptation come with that thing there, because you're gonna negotiate why you can't afford it this month. But next month, don't worry, next month I'm gonna catch up. Once again, you're being slick with your own self, where you writing it down to say, well, next month, this is what I'll pay. And before long, you have a whole year of, an account that you had to settle. When you can just get under the burden. To pay this 10% mean I can't go happy hour every weekend. And so be it. To pay this 10%, I can't buy the big Jack Daniels. I'll buy the fifth. You get the point? I'll buy a small one. Hell, I ain't gonna buy none this weekend. You understand? Like, you could apply it to damn near everything, and you'll start to see the discipline and that commitment that goes into it. And brother, certain things you're just not gonna have the time for anymore. You just don't have the time to get caught up in it. Will the temptations just go away? La. It's not just going to just go away. But what are you going to find is you're going to be better equipped to resist it. All right, come on, Bakwash.
Sorry, if I could, you spit fire right now, because I was telling those because a while ago, like I just been just going. We just been going so hard for such a long time. Like whenever their camp is down for whatever reason, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. It's like, can I go here? Can I go? And then by the time I think
to go, it's done. Yep. You're so ain't used to being out on a Saturday. On Saturday, you had the damn street corner. Let me tell you something. Confession good for the soul. Sometimes, when we done from camp, I take some 1 a.m., 2 a.m. drives down to the campsite and just go stand there for a second. Just a quick second. Just I can taste the air. Whoops. Time to go back in the car now. Just to swing by the office then. Yeah, just drop by the office and just check how things are. And check the tiles. Them tiles is like family by now. Them bricks on the ground, they're like family now. I fully understand you, brother. You even just going through the whole thing, sometimes the camp is down for whatever reason. Sometimes the first sign of withdrawal is you start snapping at everybody in the house. That's how you know you need to go visit the campsite. You need to do something. You need to get on that internet and battle. You need to make a tape, because you're so used. That's your outlet. That's that's your job. That's your therapy. That's your release of anger. That's your release for your oppression. That's what you do. And now that you can't do it, you looking around the house to pull a precept and start going off on people. Right. You get the point? That's it. This is something you need. And that's all it means. It's just, this is something you just need to do. And it's your life. You get the point? No, ain't no temptation gonna come in there unless you get into something, you ain't supposed to when you're down from camp. But, all in all, that's what you experience in there. Every brother experiences that. Every brother. Sometimes the first couple of weeks is like, all right, I'm good. I'm gonna chill out the rest of the family, whatever. But sometimes by that, halfway through that first day, you like, yeah, I need a reader. Somebody find me a reader. You know what I mean? So it happens. It definitely happens. Right? So I'll pull that last. I'm gonna find that last precept I wanted for the brother. All right, Jaheim. So I hope that answers your question. All right. Really, you want to now start to shape your life to start doing things that give you that burden, that give you that challenge, that occupy your time, so that you don't have that space really to get swayed and pulled. And these things must be serious. It must be commitment. It must be something that, okay, I'm undertaking this. there's no way I could stop and do that. You get the point? My first choice for anybody, brother or sister, is to get in the Israelite school of UPK.
That's right.
The burden in here is it's crushing. It's a crushing burden. It's an absolute crushing burden where I've heard people who couldn't survive the 90 days say, man, I felt like I couldn't breathe in this. They're just too serious. They're just too this. They're just too that. That's good. That's a good thing. That's a good thing, because if you can't breathe, what do you not have time to do? If you feel like you're just stifled and it's just too strict, can't talk, I can't wear this, I can't do that, I can't get on shape up, I can't go here, I can't be with these friends, I can't do that. If you start feeling like, oh my God, what do you not have time to do? Come on. Yeah. You ain't got time for that. Worse again, if you sit under the burden, you just willingly yield to that burden. You yield to that thing that's just running your life, and it's uncomfortable, and it's not pleasurable at first. You don't have time for a whole lot. Now give that some time, multiply it, and you'll see the result of it. Yeah. You're going to be somebody just supernatural. Right. You're going to be just like, unrecognizable, tremendous discipline. You're going to have a follow through with you that people who knew you in the world never ever saw coming. You're going to be able to complete shit that most people can't really do. Right. And just, get through something and push through something, because you way stronger than the standard in the world. You get the point? You way stronger. Way stronger. So I hope that answers your question. All right, brother? There's one more precept I had to give you. I totally forget the wording of it right now. Once I remember, I'm going to get to you before the end of the class. All right, let me know if he says anything back.
Okay.
What else we have?
There's another question from Alice. Alice says, can I get a breakdown on Genesis 7:22? Does this mean people in the truth died in the flood?
In the flood? Genesis what?
7:22, sir.
All right, Salakia, Shalom, Yahanna.
Yeah, what's good on that?
Yeah, can everything to Webster.
7 and what? 22?
22, Khan.
Go ahead.
This is Genesis chapter 7, verse 22. All in whose nostrils was the breath of life, of all that was in the dry land, died.
Okay, this is the flood with Noah?
Khan.
Okay, and what's he asking?
He's saying, does this mean that it was people in the truth that died?
Okay, there was no truth here. The truth came with Yahushua. That's when the truth came. What you had before our king was people who followed God's laws. Right. You understand? They weren't in the truth. Why? Anybody? They weren't in the truth. Why? Go ahead.
Because Christ said he's the way, the truth.
I'll take that. Shit. One and done. God damn it. Because I study and I give him a hand. Because you down and confirm me. I'm thinking about another scripture. It's like, well, shit. Yeah, that's it. Christ is the one who brought the understanding of the law. Right? I'll take that precept. I'm the way, the truth, and the light. And also the administration of the spirit and the administration of death. Right? You know what I'm talking about? Right? Galatians, I believe. Give me I'm the way, the truth, and the light first, all right?
John chapter 14, verse 6. Jesus said unto him, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No man cometh unto the Father but by me.
So now, if he's the way, the truth, and the light, everybody before was not in the truth, right? Everybody before was not in the truth. Drop the administration. And there's two easier ones that would go. When I say easier, this is easier to break down and understand. That you would go. Pull for me John the Baptist, and then pull for me hold on, John the Baptist, and pull for me, I think it's Matthew 5. Ye have heard, where it says, you resist not evil. Pull that one for me. Them two. All right. The administration of the spirit and the flesh is also good. And this is a little bit more entailed. I'll break that down after. All right. Everybody before him was not in the truth. They just followed the laws of God. Right. Followed the laws of God. And I try not to give it to you. And there was an issue with that. There was definitely a problem. There was a problem with that part, which is why even till today, it's not good enough to obey God's laws.
Right.
The stakes are way higher than that.
Right.
You understand? Tomorrow we celebrate Hanukkah, which is the dedication, right? In brief, what is Hanukkah about? Bruh, in brief, quickly.
In brief,
No sweat. I don't need the whole thing. Right? The Greeks came in, or the Romans, or whoever it was, some heathens came in and decided to sack Israel. They wanted us to eat pork. They wanted us to take their laws and do away with ours.
Right.
One man stood up and said what? I'll take that. Give him a hand. He here today. He present. Something else, though. I want specifically what he said. He could find it for me if you want.
As for me and my house, we'll set.
No, that's in. I think that's Samuel. That one is in. That as for me and my house is in Samuel. It's something he said that is very, very pivotal to being in the truth. It's very, very pivotal. It's damn near you in. It's how you step over the boundary. It's how you step over the border. It's how you cross the wall. It's how you leave the beach and go to the sand. It's night and day.
Right.
It's not enough just to follow the law, statutes, and commandments. Any fool with fringes on a t-shirt could do that.
Right.
Anyone could do that thing. All right, I could give it to you just for time's sake. Hold on.
It's like it says, 2 Maccabees chapter 6, verse 18.
Go ahead.
Eleazar, one of the principal scribes, an aged man, and of a well-favored countenance.
Where you at? 2 Maccabees what?
6 and 18, sir.
6 and 8. No, I ain't even think that far. No. I think you down in it. You don't pass where the whole thing start.
so I think,
Go ahead,
just a reminder you to set up 9 o'clock.
Oh, to water too. Appreciate that. Yeah, nah, not so far down. All right. Give me first Maccabees. Give me chapter 2 and 27.
The book of 1 Maccabees, chapter 2, verse 27. And Mattathias cried throughout the city with a loud voice.
Right. Now, Mattathias went throughout the city. Now, picture that. Remember, this is the brother who he was so angered by what this heathen king wanted them to do.
Right.
His hands trembled with the horse's reins. He was pissed off. He was done. He went through the city yelling and screaming out. Go ahead.
Saying, whosoever is zealous of the law.
Is what?
Is zealous of the law.
Is what?
Is zealous of the law.
So he ain't saying don't keep the laws. He ain't saying that. He's saying if you have a zeal to keep the laws, go ahead.
And maintain it.
And maintain it. Cold. Maintain it, meaning being able to keep this throughout your whole generations. Go ahead.
The covenant. Let him follow me.
Say what?
Let him follow me.
Say what?
Let him follow me.
That's the key to being in truth. You got to follow that man who the Lord said.
Right.
I don't care. You could have the biggest lamb on the table for Passover. If you ain't follow the man who the Lord sent, you're not in the truth.
Right.
You're not in the truth. That's just it. That's it. You could have a ram's horn that curl and twist and go around your body arc. Yeah, I mean that you blow that ram's horn and buildings fall down. If you're not following that particular man, you're not in the truth.
Right.
You're absolutely just not there. And in keeping with the question the brother had before, what are you in that moment? What are you fighting in that moment?
Lord.
Okay, let me rephrase it. As Mattathias saying, come follow me, you one of the people who hearing him. You zealous for the law.
Right.
What are you fighting in that moment? As you hearing him say that, what you fighting?
Pleasure.
You're saying the one word, but he ain't breaking it down for me.
They decided to stay home.
Describe stay home.
Meaning that he's saying follow him.
Okay, don't be so specific as because he said follow him and he left and go to the mountains, right? Just take it as he said. Whoever is zealous of the law, follow me. What are you fighting in that moment?
Slightly what you just said with rebellion, but like, should I follow you?
Yeah. Because who you always follow? Yourself. I ain't following no man. I following him for.
Right.
I ain't following no man. I keep the law. I was keeping the law before Mattathias. I was keeping the law before him. You know what? I don't need him to follow the law.
Right.
I could keep the law.
Right.
And they all died keeping the law.
Right.
You know my hand. They was kept the law until death. They just died. Anybody know their name?
No.
You don't know my name. Nobody know their names, but they know Mattathias.
Right.
They know Judas.
Right.
They know what's the older brother, the one who was the advisor. It's somewhere right here. I forget his name. And Judas, I think, was the second one who he made the captain of them to go to war. But one of his sons was, he said he's gonna be like the advisor. I forget. You all could read it and figure it out. This is just when Mattathias died. Right? Because Mattathias died and left the rest of them in charge. And he said this Judas would be the captain. This one would be like a older brother who everybody should go to for Simon. They made him that. You get the point? He started, we know them. We know them. We don't know them people who were zealous for the law.
Right.
To be in the truth, brother, you have to follow the man who the Lord sent.
Right.
You have to. You could never have kept a law in your life before. But that day you decide to follow him, you're in the truth now.
Right.
And you could start right there, right now. And it's something Israel had to learn when Christ came on the scene. It's something they had to learn when Christ came on the scene. Give me any of the two I called for. Matthew and what's the other one?
John the Baptist.
No sweat. Anybody need water, anything? Anything to drink? Grab some water for the sister, please. You want a cup with it, sis, or you good to go? All right, no sweat.
Matthew chapter 11, verse 11. Verily I say unto you, among them that are born of women, there hath not risen a greater than John the Baptist.
Mm-hmm.
Notwithstanding, he that is least in the kingdom of heaven is greater than he.
Mm-hmm. Now listen, John the Baptist, brother, they say of those born of woman, man, which is everybody, there ain't no greater prophet than John the Baptist. That's what Christ said. And John, if you wanted to see what a prophet looked like, John was the creme de la crema, the cream of the crop. That's the face of the brand.
Right.
That's it. He's him. That nigga is not in the truth.
Right.
That's what Christ is saying.
Right.
He's not in the truth because when Christ came on the scene, John was supposed to. Remember, John was working before. telling people about Christ coming, you know, baptizing, dipping them in the water, telling them he coming. And then he said, behold, there's one who cometh whose shoes I ain't fit to lace up. You could raise that up a little bit more too. How y'all feeling? Y'all too warm? Or it's okay? I know y'all have on them winter gear. Your DMV people ain't too. You gotta take it up to 80 and all. God damn. You got some palm trees growing up in here. Some coconut trees and shit out. But Quash is like, all right, take it up, no sweat. Listen, I know them that labor among you, but Quash is extreme, man. You gotta stop him. You gotta stop him, Quash. I was watching a tape the other day. But Quash stepped in front of the damn camp and then just watching this nigga right here. I was like, yeah, that's him. Yeah, man. So John was that, you know, he was preparing the way. He's saying, behold, there's one who come after, whose shoes I ain't fit, you know, to lace.
Right.
He will baptize thee with what?
The Holy Spirit.
And
fire.
And fire.
Right.
John was baptizing you with water. He said, what he about to dip you in, it ain't water. It's fire. Fire burns. Fire afflicts. Fire is painful. Fire is injurious. What else is fire, which is the most important thing?
It purifies.
It cleanses. Cleans up. All of that bad stuff is there too. But for that one good thing, you're going to go in this fire.
Right.
John knew it. And John couldn't stand up in the fire. John couldn't. He was offended that he had to do what?
Follow.
He had to follow a man who was not hidden.
Right.
John thought Christ was not fit to lead. Understand it well, Ak.
Yeah.
John thought that our King Yahushua was not him.
Right.
He sent his men, and his men said, are you him,
Right.
or should we search for another?
Okay.
Brother,
That's crazy.
damn.
Yeah, okay.
John wasn't in the truth.
Right.
He wasn't in there.
Right.
The men who was in the truth was them disciples.
Right.
Go ahead.
So like I said, every time I read this, it brings home the point of the I.S.U.P.K versus fake Israelites, because when you see, like when it talks about John and John's followers, like they weren't cats that were weak. Like they were, like if you were to see them and see his following, you would think in your mind, like, damn, like that's John the Baptist in his camp.
Right.
Like they got the truth.
Right.
And then here go Christ coming on the scene, you know, at one point with just 12 brothers.
Right.
But this is the one you should follow. And it's like, for the life of me, the carnality of Israel, you see all the purple marches, or you see this group wear nice clothes and they dress Christian and they shave, they do all the things that to a carnal person would seem like this is who the Lord is with.
Right.
Instead, you deny the person that the Lord chose. And it's like, it's such a militant concept to just say, this is how you hear is by just following. Like it's such a militant concept. It's almost like, I think the Lord is like that because it weeds out weakness. Anybody that can't just follow, it's like you shouldn't be, you don't deserve to be. I can see why Christ said it. Like, yeah, that nigga, he gonna be the least in the kingdom. It's like, I could really sit here and see it. Like,
listen, it hit different when a Judite say that.
yeah.
Anybody else, a warrior, me and you say that it don't really get there. A Judite say that there. Y'all gotta see Kazak. That's why Kazak back there like, yeah, this nigga. God damn, man. Get the points. Go ahead. I'll keep going.
The Lord for UPK, because it teaches us to fight that constant fight of that rebellion and the pride of why should I follow you? Like it's witchcraft and it's gay.
It's a serious witchcraft,
God,
and it comes from, again, having a affinity,
right,
to pleasure and happiness.
Right.
Because to follow someone, you damn near is a surety you're not going to be happy damn near no time.
Right.
Well,
Because to follow someone, what do you have to do?
Give up what you want.
You got to deny yourself.
Oh, God.
You got to get up when somebody else say get up.
Right.
You got to go left when somebody else say go left.
Right.
You got to sit when you want to stand and stand when you want to sit.
Right.
Who the hell wants to do that? A man does.
Right.
That's right.
A particular type of man, a
Right.
particular type of woman wants that.
Right.
You hear them broads in the world. He just too controlling. What do you mean, sis? Does he tie a leash around your neck? No, nothing crazy like that. Like, he don't want me to go out. He don't want me to dress like this. He says I look like a hoe. You think I look like a hoe? Yes, bitch, you look like a hoe. Look, not a hoe. A 40E, 403, 304. God damn, you look like a 304. I said 40E. It looked like, in my head, I see 40E. That's the dyslexia going on. That's the dyslexic shit going on right there. Yeah, I mean, yeah, but that's controlling. It's an idiot. You get the point? But the pleasure, you can't give that up. The happiness, you can't give that up. You don't want to get under the burden of, well, I can't dress like a hoe. I still want to be fly, which means what? I had to do a little extra shopping.
Right.
I had to go and, get this, and I could cover up, but I ain't got to look like an old boring old, Muslim ninja.
Right.
You get the point? Right. Ain't nobody had to see me. I wonder if I'm gonna blow up the damn house like in Virginia. Right. You all saw that footage, right? Brother, they was gonna search his house, it was a search warrant. That devil said, "Not today, Jack," and blew the house up with the cops right outside. You think you could fight this devil? If he'll do that to his house, what do you think he gonna do for his country? That nigga is going to fight Christ out. Brother, I watched that footage. I see it on the news again today. They talk about the warrant. It was a warrant to search the premises. Brother, the cops pull up cars outside. They're coming out of the car. Boom! That should look like something from Batman. I was looking for the Arkham Asylum right on the news, brother. Are we done?
No, this is in Arlington.
Brother, this is in Arlington, brother. You have the footage? Just show the people the footage. I couldn't believe this shit. And listen, they say on the, I'm coming to you. They say on the news, brother, the fire department suspected some shit like this was going to happen. So they cut the gas to the house. The whole block, they evacuated the block. That's why on the footage, it's so dark. Right. And this nigga still blow up the house. Brother, you think you could play with these devils, Ark?
Right.
He don't care if he take out cops. All he knows is you ain't gonna find no evidence.
Right.
If the glove don't fit, you must quit. If the house get blow, let me go. That nigga, what you gonna charge me with at this point? Right. You don't have no evidence. The evidence up in smoke. Right. God damn. So like go ahead, please.
I was telling you last night, his slave is down the street from there. He said they heard and felt the rumble from the damn explosion. I was like, so you heard? It was like, you was there. He was like, yeah. I was like, so this ain't no Hollywood.
Oh no, brother. He sent that house up to the sky.
Right.
He send that thing up. How the brother in the street say, I'm gonna lift it up. I'm gonna lift you or something like that. Send it up.
Oh yeah.
He sent that thing up. Right. I'm talking about boom. Yeah, I mean, go ahead.
It sounded like he was trying to hide his search engine.
Shit. Oh, well, that could be it too. You know that they have all these teachers that have, how the child porn in the school. They're arresting a lot of them. He blew up the damn computer. He don't know the server is outside though. They're gonna still catch him. You know what I mean? Go ahead, brother. We good? All right. So yeah, so before Christ, no one was in the truth.
Right.
They all followed God's laws. You understand? All right. Somebody else got their hand up? Go ahead.
Okay, that's such a hard thing to accept too. Even when you bring up Christ is the one who's gonna, before him nobody's in the truth. People who want to believe what they want to believe is gonna try to fight against that. because they're gonna say, how you gonna say Moses was lying the truth? Abraham, they're gonna come up with all these arguments, but the fact remains is that's all good. But before Christ, nobody was in the truth, and we have to accept it. So does everybody else.
Exactly. And okay, somebody who is fighting, and the Bible says, as a man thinks, so is he.
Right.
Somebody is fighting it because Christ not being in the truth. I mean, Moses not being in the truth means what? Or John the Baptist not being in the truth means what?
They relate with John the Baptist
Because they not following Christ too.
Right.
Like, so they know this, they equate with this, so they have to fight that, which is where all the fake Israelites come from.
No,
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, and some of them nutcases that say they're Solomon reborn, or that they're King David today.
Oh, schizophrenia is real.
Yeah.
It's a real thing, which is why you can't run in, you can't yield or give in to the temptation, because you might marry a broad who telling you she's the daughter of Israel, and that's Delilah. Or you might marry a brother who you think is, he's Solomon, he's so goddamn wise, and is Goliath in the bed. You get the point? You don't want to do that. You want to give everybody that time. You want to become strong, really, to fight that temptation. Back to that brother question too, and what we went through before with worshiping another god in the kingdom. You want to find that man who the Lord sent. That's step one. Find him. And just con yourself to death, and you're going to live. Right. Just con yourself to death, brother. You are going to live. You are going to survive. You are going to not experience things other people who said La is going to experience. That's one time you don't say La. You say con. You keep that thing. You deny yourself. You reject the urge to do the thing that gives you happiness, which is to rebel. Right. That's why I say rebellion is as the sin of witchcraft, because it feels good. It feels like you have a cause and you fighting for this and justice and blah, blah, blah. And you're useless to the Lord. Right. You're useless because now I have to explain to you these steps when you could have just gone. You could have just hop on that horse and go deliver the scroll. Right. Now I had to explain to you, nah. Christ said nah. He ain't could do it. Give me the one and give me the other one with you resist evil. You have not resisted evil. Okay. I think it's Matthew 5.
Yep. Okay. Matthew chapter 5, verse 39.
No sweat. Bakwash, anything else? One more, no sweat.
But I say unto you that ye resist not evil, but whosoever shall smite thee on thy right cheek, turn to him.
Skip up. What verse you at?
39, sir.
Skip up to 37.
Matthew chapter 5, verse 37.
You'll have a pen for the attendance sheet? The clipboard?
Should be over.
Make sure you get our attendance sheet around too, all right? For everybody inside here. Huh?
I need a pen, sir. There's not one on the clipboard.
Shit, I was just saying I'm gonna keep this pen. Y'all ain't easy with these pens. I know I bought a box of pens up in here.
Yeah, they still.
Where they are? Bakwash bought the box. Salakia. I'm taking Bakwash glory. I'm joking with you. I'm teasing you. I'm joking. What you want? Oh, the pen. Salakia. Salakia. I don't get attached to the damn pen. That's my problem. I got attached too easily. Yeah, let me get 37 or so.
Matthew chapter 5, verse 37. But let your communication be yea, nay, nay. Mm-hmm. For whatsoever is more than these cometh of evil.
Right, of course, that part is just him saying this, just answer direct, just say what it is. It's kind of everything else is when you say of this coming of evil, meaning that's where the Satan creep in, because no, you're trying to break something down for you trying to go somewhere else. It's grass green, it's water wet,
Right.
Yeah, I mean, keep reading on.
Ye have heard that it has been said.
Mm-hmm. So 5 on where we at? 27?
5 and 37.
37, Salaki. Okay, go ahead.
Ye have heard that it hath been said, an eye for an eye, and a tooth for a tooth. But I say unto you that ye resist not evil. But whosoever shall smite thee on thy right cheek,
turn to him the other also.
All right. Hold on. Matthew 5 and 37.
Yeah.
38. Salakia. So starting at 38.
Kawakah.
Right? Matthew 5 and 38. Read that again.
Kawakah. Ye have heard that it hath been said, an eye for an eye, and a tooth for a tooth.
Mm-hmm.
But I say unto you that ye resist not evil.
All right, stop right there. What is that eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth? What is that? What is he referring to?
The law.
Moses' law.
Right.
Which is why he said, ye have heard.
Right.
You must have heard it. Because that's the foundation. That's what this whole thing is about.
Right.
Moses' law.
Mm-hmm.
You have heard an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. Meaning what? Somebody, what? Sister look up. She was dumb. She heard that shit. She's like, hold on. That doesn't mean that part, sis. Yeah, even though it's righteous to want that judgment, though, right? Which means what? That's the law of punishment. That's the law of judgment, right? So an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth is you do something unjust to somebody, you take them to council. The priests here, you take them to the Levites, take them to the elders of the city. They will weigh the matter, and if they deem that you did something unjust, the affliction you did to them will be done to you.
Right.
So that's the breakdown of an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth.
Right.
You knock somebody tooth out without a cause, brother, they're gonna fix your head on something, and a nigga gonna come and warm up in front of your face. He gonna warm right up, or somebody gonna come with a hammer or the pliers,
Right.
and relieve you of the burden of that tooth in your mouth. Just relieve you of it. Your jaw looking heavy with that thing in there. It's going to make it lighter, right? But what does that do for Israel? Because you know who we are as a people. What does that do for us?
Creates Chicago.
I wouldn't say that. Esau created that place out.
Right.
Esau made sure Chicago stays in the news.
Right.
But it gives us a false justification. It's you pull the law, but you're pulling the law because you have an evil justification in your heart.
Right.
You want to knock this tooth out, and you sit there and you say, how can I knock this tooth out and not lose mine? That's it. So the justice and the judgment that should be done one way and for the to right a wrong is now done twisted, and because now the motive is revenge. It's not to right the wrong. The motive is revenge, and that's what was happening. What was happening was this was a ton of revenge. It was a ton, and the revenge can't stop. Because I get revenge on you, you're going to want revenge on me. My brother going to want revenge on you. Your cousin going to want revenge on me and my brother. And brother, 50 years later, the kids is going back and forth. That's the problem with the revenge. Revenge doesn't stop. Justice is what stops the evil.
Right.
So now he said, ye have heard an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. Read 39.
Kawakah. But I say unto you, that ye
Have a
resist
sign?
not
Give me one.
evil.
I signed the teacher part.
God damn, bro, I get it's God damn.
I
I still like signing that sheet in a while. You robbing me of the pleasure. You robbed me of the pleasure of signing the damn sheet, brother. I put my name on that shit in civilian clothes in all black, and right now, that damn, you robbed me, Barack. I'm called General tonight. Barack does I done signed this for you. Let me see that signature there. You can't take that to the bank, right?
No.
All right, good. No sweat. No sweat. Nah, I'm teasing you. Go ahead.
Kawakah. But I say unto you, that ye resist not evil.
Mm-hmm.
But whosoever shall smite thee on thy right cheek, turn to him the other also.
Right, but I say unto you, you resist not evil. Christ knew what they was coming with.
Right.
Even though they're coming with, I'm zealous for the law, I'm keeping the law. It's like you trying to keep this law as if you so goddamn holy and shit, But you really, I see what's going on with you. You ain't resisting the evil.
Right.
There's evil going on. You ain't trying to stop the shit.
Right.
All you want to do is the pleasure of, yeah, look at you getting your teeth pulled out. Let's say, ah, nigga. Right. Say, ah. Right. Let them pull that thing out. You get the point? Like that. You rejoice in the seeing the pain of the other person. Right. And Christ is saying you resist not evil. So now, what is Christ saying? Is it good enough just to follow the law? Nah. He raised the stakes on that thing.
Right.
He said, this is the level. Somebody smite you, you turn the other cheek. Now, to do that, would you do it on your own? Now, let me just break that down because it's still, no matter how many tapes the UPK puts out, people think turning the other cheek is that gay bullshit. Yeah. Turning the other cheek means what? Somebody break it down. Nazi sisters. Go ahead, sis. Either one. You could rock, paper, scissors to answer first. Either one. What does turn the other cheek mean? Say again? Not doing what? You answered. That's good though. You answered. Tomorrow?
When you turn the other cheek.
It's a difficult concept to get. It sounds one way, but the understanding of it they didn't have.
Right.
Say again? Not walk away. It's definitely not walk away. It's definitely not walk away.
Like, sir, is it the turning of the cheek is not letting your brother abuse you. It's after the judgment, is you turning your cheek now to give them a chance to not do it. It's like instead of now they hit you one cheek and it's like I want to hit your cheek back. Or
what's the other way? What's the other thing people do?
They just let them hit
I ain't fucking with you no more.
Right.
And you just go, 10 million miles away and that's that.
Right.
Turning the cheek is go ahead.
Couple comments. You still keeping the brotherhood in that you violated me before.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to give you the opportunity to not violate me.
In other words, I'm going to forget what you did.
Right.
First, I'm going to tell you what you did.
Right.
And I'm going to let you know I have the capability of doing exactly what you did, right to you, or worse.
Right.
But I'm not going to do it. I'm going to forget it. I'm going to act like this never happened.
Right.
That's turning the other cheek. Now, you tell that to anybody. What would they say? I'm going to tell you what. They're going to say, shit. Shit. Couldn't be me. Couldn't be me. The disciples said it.
Yeah.
They said, listen, if somebody offending you over and over, and Christ said, forgive them 75-7. The disciples said, Lord, increase my faith. That's Bible talk for shit.
Right.
If you're a Benjamin, you getting one of them long stoop, them kiss my teeth, and turning. You turning with the kiss my teeth. Old school Benjamin, your whole face twisting with that. Because it's not normal to do no shit like that. It's very normal to go and get your get back, to get your lick back, which is why you need that man of the Lord to follow, to tell your dumbass, do it.
That's right.
And then you say, Kanka. You don't have to think about it now.
Right.
You don't have to feel. You don't have to, That's it.
Right.
It's done. And now your actions are governed by somebody who's better than you.
Right.
You could not eat pork, not eat shrimp, keep some old bullshit Passover in your house with some old dumb broad you got there saying shalom. But you're going to hate your brother. You're going to hate the broad sooner or later. Sooner or later, you're going to be fighting in the bathtub.
Right.
Banging up ahead, the cops coming to arrest you. It's going to take you following that man who the Lord chose to raise your spirit up.
Right.
There's no other way to do it. Raising your spirit up is increasing your strength, is increasing your discipline, it's increasing your endurance.
Right.
It's what's going to now help you fight the temptation to do what? To do the evil. Whether it's for revenge, whether it's for pleasure, whether it's for happiness, whether it's for something that's just going to be self-injurious to you, some kind of self-inflicted harm that you're just not seeing, because right now you ain't bothering nobody with whatever the hell you doing.
Right.
Whatever the hell you doing, that that don't bother nobody. You know what I mean? You in the bathroom, you chiefing, you open up your little vent on top, the chief going out. You chiefing, you wake up, you done, you wipe the mirror, you see them old bloodshot eyes. Yeah, man, I just have to get this release. I ain't harming nobody though. I ain't harming nobody. Like, you need somebody to follow to govern your life, man.
Right.
You need somebody to follow. So when you say something, they can tell you, brother, that's Satan.
Yeah.
Sis, that's Satan. You're being weak. You're being weak. And for damn near 90% of people hate hearing it. It causes some kind of, fracture in your spirit. You could feel yourself shaking. Like, what the hell you mean? The UPK word is that's what? That's Christian.
Yeah.
You hear that shit, you ready to punch whoever in the mouth over this shit. But it straightens you up though.
Right.
And you get better for it. You get more discipline for it. You get stronger for it. All this is, I always talk about DC school. DC school was void of a woman for about 12 years. These sisters, I know something wrong with y'all because y'all here. Right. y'all into straight upstairs. Got to be.
Yeah.
But it's difficult because you're going to hear things about yourself you don't want to hear.
Right.
You don't want to hear that shit. And the people who did not occupy them chairs and left out, you should see them today. You should see them today. Well, I remember it clearly. There's one sister who used to be in here. This is years ago, before 2010. Seen her a few years ago, brother. And this brother is homeless. Bag lady. Bag lady. Like what Erica about this thing about? Because why? You didn't want to be told, sis, be quiet. Shut your mouth. Right. You don't know what you're talking about. Don't dress like this, dress like that. Don't say those things. Speak this way. Do this, do that. The same thing with brothers. There's brothers who would hear that shit and realize, man, damn, this person is taking the time to talk to me about something.
Right.
Then there's a brother who hear it and immediately think he just hate me, man. He don't want me to, he don't want me to be great. Well, go be great, nigga. Goddamn, I got more shit to do.
Right.
I don't think I have enough children, so you're wasting my time. I could be in the factory right now. Go and be great wherever the hell you're at. And then we'll see. We'll see.
Right.
I'll go get more children and we'll see your greatness.
Right.
But you're going to have to now be able to follow that man. It's going to help you. It's going to assist you. It's going to make you better. It's going to now give you that discipline you need. All right? We good to go?
One last question.
Let me hear it. I might be able to take it. We way over.
Ahava says,
oh, Lord. I have a question. Go ahead.
Says Salakia, telling your woman that just got liposurgery to not send the before and after pictures to the doctor for their portfolio online. Is that saying the right thing?
Say that one more time. I got stuck.
Says telling your woman that just got liposurgery to not send the before and after pictures to the doctor for their portfolio online. To me, is that the right
Okay,
thing?
I understand what he's saying. Okay, he's asking, I guess his woman went and got that tummy tuck thing. That's lipo, or that's the one where they suck the fat? That's the one where they cut the fat out. This is painful from what I hear. Where they just rip the shit and rip it from under your skin and All right. You ain't gonna like my answer, I have her. I'm trying to tell you straight up. Okay, this is what you could do. They done did the surgery. She want to give them the picture. Get them the picture. They can't show her face. That's what, if I was in your position, I pray I never end up in that position. But if I was in your position, that's what I would do. I'd let her give them the thing. She might want to give it to them so she could see the before and after. But the agreement had to be she can't show her face. You get the point? I wouldn't get into a fight over it because the deed is already done. And it sounds like both of you are not in the UPK anyway. So what kind of righteousness could you really be trying to establish? I would just let her send the picture out. They just can't show her face. And if she have any tattoos on her body that people could be like, hey, that's Ahava's wife. They had to blur that out. She could Photoshop that part out so nobody could, that's her. You get the point? That's anybody USA, any liposuction body USA. You get the point? This is the second thing you all need to do. That nigga trying to tell me end the class, bro. That nigga trying, he think he run shit over here. Yeah, Ash is his boy. I'm trying to tell you. Love Ash. Okay. This is the second thing. Somebody Google for me real quick the price of that surgery. All right.
Anywhere from $1,000 to $20,000.
What?
Anywhere from $1,000 to $20,000.
That's a huge range, Jack. 20K?
20K, sir.
It don't start. It started like 5-6K. But once you do like the maintenance and the training, because we know somebody that got it, it equal up to like, if you pay like 5, you're gonna end up paying like 10 to 11,000 because you gotta get massages
afterwards.
It's a maintenance for it.
So they rather do that than just go in the gym and stop eating.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's or just be happy with what goddamn. They get creative with them curves and all right. Them brothers they don't know no game and all right. Just get creative with them curves, brother. So let's say on average 12 grand. You have $12,000 that you and your wife, who just her self-esteem is so low, she got to go let some doctor dig up her skin. You have 12 grand to give that doctor. I think you have $1,200 you could pay Commander John Yahanna in tithes.
Yeah.
I think so. I think Ahava, what's his name again, Babash? Ahava. If you ISUPK.com, go to the page right now, and there's a PayPal setup right there. You could go and pay your tithes right now. If you don't, you and your wife don't go pay that tithes right now, I'll know you full of shit and you don't give a goddamn about nothing. And you shouldn't care if your wife is naked on the damn internet because you ain't honoring what you're supposed to honor. You got so much money to do that thing, and you worried about if some doctor have a picture. They had her naked on the damn table. You think they didn't take pictures of her? Go and pay some tithes, please. Please. Prepare the way for the rest of your questions that you will ask the brothers and the brothers who teach these classes every day of the week. But for sure, brother, damn, 12 grand when you could have put her on a diet, send her to the gym, worked her out your damn self, or just teach her to love, herself and love her people so she don't pay the tithes back and don't be simple. Don't be simple. That's ridiculous. 12 grand? Yo, better. This war had to come quickly, brother. Tell them Chinese do it. With that pass the class over the priest and officer Barak. Don't forget tomorrow Hakanaka, man.
Come. Security announcements. We are the I.S.U.P.K out of 1 West 125th Street out of Harlem, New York, under Commander General Yahanna. New rules for brothers and sisters. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They're to be saluted only. They're here to share themselves of the word. After 6 months, if a brother or a sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or a sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother or sister will court each other. After the 6 month period, the brother or sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. You can find this in the book of Numbers, chapter 18, verse 21, and the book of Malachi, chapter 3, verse 8 through 10. Means 10th in Hebrew and is pronounced ma'ashra. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, you give to the treasury department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offer for priests, not mandatory whatsoever amount you like to give. the upcoming Holy Convocation, which is the Feast of Dedication, Hanukkah. As Camera Shaka says, it begins tomorrow. It is the 25th day of the 9th month by the space of 8 days. That is Thursday, December 7th of 2023, and this will be for 8 days. You can find this in the Bible in 1 Maccabees chapter 4, verse 52 through 61. As far as where it be held at in your zone, stay in close contact with your camp leader regarding any items you would like to bring, location, times, and all of those of sort. As well, we have the Down South Cookout in Florida.
The Hanukkah for DC will be in Baltimore.
The Hanukkah for DC, if you're in the DMV zone for DC, it'll be in Baltimore.
In the Baltimore school.
At the Baltimore school.
3430 Eastern Avenue.
Say it again, sir.
3430 Eastern Avenue.
3430 Eastern Avenue in Baltimore, Maryland. And that'll be where it's being held at in the DC area if you would like to attend. As well, like I said, you have the Down South Cookout that's going to be in Florida. You got that coming up. Also, you know what month that was at?
That was December 20. I want to say 23rd.
December 23rd, the Down South Cookout in Florida is coming up as well. If you would like to attend that, just stay in contact with your camp leader. Also, this Saturday, December 9th, Commander Yahanna is doing a clothing drive out there in New York City. He's doing a clothing drive. That'll be December 9th. Make sure you advertise that. You go find a flyer that's posted up on the social medias. Like it. It's in Spanish. It's in English. Make sure you get that out there. It's going to be a huge event. You can come take pictures and videos and all that and above if you would like to participate and support this event. With that, remind Akim and Akwati to check on social media. Salaki, the Lord's 55th annual Passover. That's coming up in April 20th. April 20th is coming up. It's $200 for every 17-year-old and above. $200 for every 17-year-old and above. Your Passover fund, it covers all of the events. You understand? It covers you for food. You're gonna be, there's an all-black party. Your children gonna be watched. You'll be able to attend. There's a children's party. You got the feast of the unleavened bread. You got the Passover itself. There's a lot of events, a whole week of events that's going down in Durham, North Carolina. Once again, that's April 20th. Start making your arrangements. Go ahead and, if you have a slavery, go ahead and put in your time for leave so that you'll be able to make it to the Passover, which is on a Saturday, and the Feast of Unleavened Bread. Plan for both. With that, remind Akim and Akwati to check on social media such as ISUPK.com, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and so on for ISUPK events and materials. If her brother wants to be a trooper in the school, you should start wearing all black, which includes black boots, black shirts, black pants, black head, and a scarf. And with that, I say a majum, which means to stand.
Let's just do the salute, sorry.
Sister, you can stay seated. Men of Israel, we're going to give one courtesy salute to the teacher. Men of Israel, Amadi Shabbat, Amajim, Barak,
Yahweh Hashem Yahushua Barakatah. Yahweh Hashem Yahushua Barakatah.
Yahweh Saw, which means to turn. Sisters, you can stand. Men of Israel, we're going to give one courtesy salute to the sisters. Men of Israel, Amadi Shabbat, Amajim, Barak,
Yahweh Shema Alatam Ba'Hashem Yahushua.
Yahweh Matah, classes.